I firmly believe, that Ayurveda is the way of life. If you want to lead a balanced life, it's very important to factor in your prakriti. A stress-free mind is one of the prerequisites to a healthy body and a healthy skin.
In this video, we are going to talk about acne. What are some causes of acne? What are some treatments for acne? How can we prevent acne? Hi, welcome to Modanci's YouTube channel. I'm Sharvari Dandekar, co-founder and product formulator at Modanci. This is a series where we'll be talking with medical experts, Ayurvedic practitioners and yoga practitioners. In this series, we'll be understanding these doctors and these practitioners, their experience and their expertise. For the same, today we have with us Dr. Trupti. We welcome you, ma'am. Dr. Trupti, she's a BAMS doctor. She's been practicing Ayurveda for the last 15 years. She's treated 10,000 plus patients, and for the last 13 years, she's been a content writer for current health trends. Let's talk to her. Let's get to know what are some causes of acne.
Hi Sharvari, thank you so much for the warm welcome. It's a pleasure to be here on Modanci's YouTube channel. So like you rightly said, acne is one of the things that has been troubling people for a very long time. Right from teenage to young adults, adulthood, sometimes even in midlife, you see that people are bothered with acne.
Correct.
Right? So it's not just a teenage problem, but it's also an adulthood problem. And something that really bothers all of us. But it isn't very difficult to address this common skin ailment. And if we have to talk about particularly the causes of why acne happens, so typically Ayurveda never looks at it as an external thing only. It's always about what's happening in your body internally. So like your skin is a reflection of your gut, of what is happening inside your body. So if I have to list down a few causes and tell you, what necessarily leads to acne, few things that we should be paying attention to is, the balance of the doshas in the body. So an imbalance in these doshas, which is the Vata, Pitta and Kapha, can lead to acne. Poor digestion, that is a very weak Agni. Agni means your digestive fire.
Okay.
That is one of the main reasons for acne. Then there are hormonal changes that keep happening in the body. A poor diet and poor lifestyle practices. And at the same time, excess oil production in the skin can also lead to acne. So these are the main reasons, and it's always necessary, to address the root cause. Otherwise, you won't see, many a times we feel we're doing so many things to take care of the acne, but then the skin is just not getting better. So it is not getting better because probably you're not addressing the root cause. You're not really getting deeper into it, diving deeper into it and trying to understand what exactly is leading to these eruptions, these acne on your face.
Correct.
And not just face, people sometimes tend to have acne on the shoulders, on the back, even on the upper arms, on the neck also.
Correct.
So you need to consider so many things when you are looking at acne.
That is so interesting. Can you elaborate on what are these doshas? Like you said, Vata, Pitta, Kapha.
Okay.
These bodily energies that we have.
Correct.
Can you elaborate how they affect acne?
So basically, these three doshas are the fundamental principle of Ayurveda,
Correct.
which means that all of us have these three doshas in our body in various permutations and combinations. And depending on the combination of these doshas, it determines our prakriti, it determines our predisposition to certain ailments, it determines so many other things like the type of your hair, your skin type.
So Ayurveda defines our birth prakritis into three types. That is the Amladharmi, the Shardharmi or the Samadharmi. So that is how we look at it at Modanci also. So right from your conception to your lifestyle now, you just answer a few questions and you can understand the reason behind your acne. So if you want to know the reason behind your acne, just check out modanci.com.
This is so interesting, yeah. Like you are actually modernizing Ayurveda. Adding tech to it and making it really very appealing to the Gen Z, I would say,
Yes.
Because normally what happens is it's generally people, over 35 years who generally resort to Ayurveda.
Correct.
But I firmly believe, that Ayurveda is the way of life. And you should not always look at it only from the treatment perspective. It's very good for preventing certain ailments, certain diseases, many chronic diseases and also acne, So you can use the principles of Ayurveda, dietary practices and lifestyle to even prevent these ailments.
Yeah, now that you're talking about prevention, Can you tell us some home remedies that our audience can do
Oh yeah,
to prevent
absolutely.
acne?
Yeah. So, there are so many home remedies which all of us know. In fact, there are so many of them all over social media. We are watching them in the form of reels and posts. They're everywhere. And we all know, we've heard it from our grandmothers, mothers, a friend is trying something. But if I have to mention a few things, few herbs that would just top the list are neem, sandalwood, aloe vera. They're very good at preventing acne, or even, for that matter, reducing the inflammation that was caused due to acne. But one very important thing to remember here is that, it might not work for everyone. Simple reason
Correct.
being the causative factor may be something different. You're just trying to treat something topically. It might not be, like it's the main treatment modality. But then, yes, it does definitely help to take care of it. And while, you are doing these home remedies, it is very important that you seek help of a medical professional, of an expert, who understands this, and advises you things accordingly. So it's not just the home remedies, it's going to be a combination of different things. So when we approach the treatment of acne from an Ayurvedic perspective, we generally are addressing three important factors, which is ahar, meaning your diet, vihar, your lifestyle, and aushadhi, which is the medicines, the medicine part. Again, in the medicines also, there are two different types of treatments. One is shaman chikitsa and one is shodhan chikitsa. So shaman meaning, you just pacify the imbalanced doshas in its places. And shodhan chikitsa are the purification procedures, or the panchakarma that we talk about in Ayurveda. Necessarily, you don't have to do both these treatment modalities all the time. You might not have to do the detoxification. It's only in severe cases, and your doctor would be the best person to decide, which is the best way forward for you. And in shaman chikitsa, you generally have certain medicines for application, which you do topically, certain internal medicines which will help to improve your digestion, which will help to cleanse the channels, the blocked channels in your body. Once it is all released, the skin automatically starts getting better.
Like you are talking about cleaning your gut, or
Correct.
so I think even Ayurveda strongly believes that everything what you eat is what you are.
Definitely.
So can you elaborate a little on that? That how does it affect acne? So what you eat?
So, acne generally, many of us would have noticed, like when you eat a lot of oily food, spicy food, or, even sugary food, the acne just tends to aggravate. So, a lot of it is to do with what kind of food you are eating. Many a times, for certain people, dairy doesn't go very well because milk and milk products, they tend to increase the kapha accumulation in the body, and that can aggravate the acne in their body. So, it's very subjective. One thing that might work for you might not necessarily work for me.
Correct.
So, it's very subjective. It depends on your body type. So, there cannot be a general rule that, you have to avoid this and you have to do this. But these are just general things that we are discussing. To identify what exactly suits you, you need to go to a healthcare practitioner. You need to identify what your body type is, and then accordingly take it up from there.
Correct. Even we look at it from your birth prakriti. So like you said that you're born in May, you're an Amladharmi.
Correct.
So Amladharmi people tend to like oily or spicy food. And like you talked that for acne, it is not good.
Correct.
Or if you look at Shardharmi, that means people who are born from the month of October, November, December or Jan. Ayurveda defines them as Shardharmi.
Correct.
So those people, because their conception happened in the summer months, they have a lot of heat in their body. And once the heat increases, there's hormonal imbalance, or if they have a Viruddha Ahar,
Correct.
the Pitta dosha in their body increases, which directly leads to acne. So that is how, like you were talking about the three doshas, it is also related to birth prakriti, because the month of your conception, the doshas.
Viruddha Ahar is very important point that you just brought up, So Ayurveda has this beautiful concept of Viruddha Ahar, which means, that you are having two incompatible food items together, which normally, in our day-to-day life, like, the best example to this could be a milkshake or fruit salad, which we all routinely have. And I would want to tell you, that it is one of the main causative factors of aggravating your skin ailments, and we need to stop doing this. Basically, what happens is when you're having a food combination of incompatible foods, So like fruits, when they are metabolized in the body, in Ayurveda, we have a concept of rasa and vikpa. So, it might taste something, but then the vipak is something. So when a
Okay.
sweet fruit also if you're ingesting, generally the vipak is amla. And at the same time you're having it with milk. And the vipak of that is going to be madhur. So amla and madhur, they have diametrically opposite properties. And when these two things are together in your stomach, in your system, it leads to the formation of amatoxins. Toxin retention that happens over the years, it blocks your channels, your srotas, and that is the root cause of many ailments, and one of the main factors for skin ailments, acne being one of them. So it's very important that you pay good attention to what is the diet that you're ingesting. Caffeine is another very main factor, like caffeine is a stimulant. We all are always very high on, you need a cup of coffee to begin your day.
Correct.
You again need a cup of coffee at 4 o'clock, because there's a dip in the energy. But we have to move away from this dependency on these stimulants, if you want to have a good and healthy skin.
And healthy lifestyle overall.
Yeah, definitely. Not just skin, an overall healthy body, I would say.
Correct. And like we've talked about treatments and prevention, can you also elaborate a little bit on how your lifestyle affects your acne, your skin, your hair health, everything?
Yeah, so so far we've been speaking about what foods to avoid, but people must be wondering then what are the foods that we should be eating. So as part of a healthy lifestyle, you can include fresh fruits, vegetables, whole grains as part of your diet. We should avoid refined food, processed food. I mean, we've been hearing about it over and over again, but it's time we start acting upon it, and we actually make it a part of our daily lifestyle. Hydration is something that we've all been talking about, but then are we getting enough hydration? Coconut water is one very good way to keep up your hydration levels. There are certain teas, green teas that will help. Again, if you're talking about cooling the body, there are seeds like sabja which help in cooling the body. They also add fiber to your diet, which helps to keep your system clean. Nuts, seeds, they are very nutritious, and at the same time, the omega-3 in them also benefits the skin. So there are so many things that you could be having on a regular basis for a healthy, glowing skin. At the same time, if you're asking me about lifestyle, overexposure to these gadgets, devices is also leading to, dull skin, the blue light that is emitted from these devices. So somewhere we need to be a little mindful about this exposure. Also the pollutants that we are exposed to, the UV radiation, we need to be a little mindful, careful, make sure that we're using the right products.
Correct.
Also, when you're cleansing your skin, try and use natural cleansers, mild cleansers, and move away from products that are laden with harsh chemicals. You being a skincare formulator, you definitely know about how harmful they are to the skin.
Correct.
Like, if you could just elaborate a little on that.
Definitely.
Right now, there's a trend going on about certain chemicals, harsh chemicals. Then everybody's saying that we haven't used them. Of course, we haven't used them at Modanci also. There are a few. One is paraben. It is a preservative that is used because preservative is very necessary for products to last longer. For the stability of the product. But it's the right time is also very much necessary. There are a few parabens which have been banned in certain countries also. And it is very harmful to your skin. There have been studies that show that it causes skin cancer, breast cancer. The weakness is to identify if this ingredient is in your product, any ingredient ending with the word paraben, that means paraben is present in the product. So you mean all parabens are not, none of the parabens are used in products? None of them. I can't wait to try safe preservatives. They are very necessary for the stability of the product, but we make sure that they do not harm the skin. Yes. There's another called sulfate. It is used in the soapentry. SLS, everybody is going on about SLS free shampoos. So sulfate creates a layer on your skin or your hair because it's so anything good cannot get absorbed in your skin because it has created a layer. Or silicone. Silicone also creates a layer. So everybody wants to put silicone also. You want to have silicone product, silicone free products. Also, silicone damages the environment also. Because it again creates a layer, because of which it damages the environment also. So these are a few harsh chemicals, or even artificial colors that are added for the product to look good. But it is not about that. It is about the effectiveness of the product. So we have completely avoided any kind of color.
So we can expect to use products that are like color-free and in its most natural form.
Yes.
I can't wait to try it.
And also, other than the harsh chemicals, everybody is going for distillated water extracts.
Okay.
So if you take any water extracts, some common ones are turmeric or ghee, like you said.
Correct.
So they're using distilled water extract. What we are using is the cardamom.
Okay.
How it is written in Ayurveda. Like I said earlier, that our products are potensified. We use the method of bhavna. We give bhavna to all the kardas, and those kardas are used in the products. So the color that you can see on the products are all kardas.
Okay.
We've completely avoided distillated water extracts or any kind of extracts. We've completely moved on to potensified products, potensified ingredients, or kardas. Rather than the distillated ones.
Oh yeah, this is like super interesting. To know that somebody is actually doing it in real time.
Also in Ayurveda, they have talked about manufacturing products from Diwali Parva to Gudi Parva.
Correct.
So Diwali comes around a time when there's just been good rains, there's a good growth. And we use those herbs for the manufacturing.
Correct.
So any product that we manufacture is between this time. Because in Ayurveda also they've talked about that this is the best time to manufacture.
Yes, it makes sense.
The winter season is very much time.
Yeah.
Right after the rains, you have a good set of herbs. It's more healthy. It will benefit you even much more than the regular products.
Yeah, just like you've been talking, there's been emphasis on all the herbs, what time it is sown will affect even the quality of the soil that it is being sown, the environment that it has been exposed, when it is harvested. All of this actually impacts the potency of the herb. And it's so nice to know that a brand is actually taking into consideration all these factors and formulating and manufacturing their products accordingly. It's like really nice to know this. So yeah, as you rightly said, the three doshas, that is the Vata, Pitta and Kapha, they are the fundamental principle of Ayurveda. All of these three doshas are present in each one of our bodies in various permutations and combinations. And that is what makes us different from each other. It determines so many things in our body, like your personality, the type of your hair, the type of your skin, your predisposition to diseases, and what is the kind of food you should be favoring. So, if you want to lead a balanced life, life which is, in equilibrium, it's very important to factor in your prakriti and live accordingly. So, this is the fundamental principle of Ayurveda. And if you are specifically talking about acne, these different doshas have various kinds of influences on the type or on how acne would manifest on your skin. So generally what happens is, there is Rakta Dushti that happens. So Rakta Dhatu is basically your blood tissue and it is vitiated because of the vitiated Kapha and the Pitta doshas in the body, and that results in acne.
Interesting.
Yeah, so and you must have seen not everybody's acne looks the same. It's different in different people. Again, this could be attributed to the doshas. So if you see, somebody who has a very rough skin with very tiny, bumps on the skin, so that is generally because of Vata vitiation. So a person with Pitta dosha imbalance will come ahead with acne that is big, red and a little painful for them. Whereas a person who has a Kapha dosha imbalance will have pus-filled acne.
Okay.
So it's different, it looks also different. So obviously the treatment for each of these kinds of acne is going to be different. It cannot be the same.
Correct. And I think we follow the same thing at Modanci also. So Ayurveda talks highly about individuality.
Absolutely.
There are a few ways where you can understand a person's individual.
Correct.
There are a few concepts actually. And one of the concepts is about birth prakriti.
Ah, yeah.
So that is what we use at Modanci.
Okay.
So my dad being an Ayurvedic, he's a Vaidya and he's been practicing for the last 26 years. And he's been practicing this concept of birth prakriti.
Okay.
We've implemented that into Modanci. So Modanci is actually online. You'll get customized products and potensified products. You just enter your birth date, your birth month, and as per that, you'll get your customized products. So after that, you just answer a few questions. Like you said, lifestyle is also a factor.
Very important.
Yes. In acne or maybe dark circles or any other problem that you're having, skin or hair problem.
Correct.
So we look at you as an individual. So when you were conceived, so we go 9 months before your birth month.
Correct.
So what month were you born in? May. So your conception happened in the monsoon season.
Correct.
That's why you're an Amla Dharmi.
Correct.
So Ayurveda has defined these into 3 prakritis: the Amla Dharmi, Shar Dharmi, and the Sama Dharmi.
Correct.
So doctor, now that we've talked about causes of acne, what are some factors causing acne, about lifestyle, about what kind of products to be used, can you elaborate on what is the role of stress in acne management? Or
Oh yeah, so see, stress plays a very, very important role, not just in acne, but our overall health. And yes, like I said, your skin is just a reflection of what you're feeling within, not just your gut, but what you're feeling within also, right? So a stress-free mind is one of the prerequisites to a healthy body and a healthy skin. So meditation is one of the most important thing that you could do towards achieving a stress-free mind, a little calmer mind, when you get some time to reflect, to just slow down and focus on things that really matter the most. So it's one of the practices that all of us really need to incorporate in our daily life, and it's going to take you a long way to a healthy skin and a healthy body also, not just skin.
Like you're talking about meditation and how it helps. So in the concept of birth prakriti, we also look at some personality traits that may be causing you stress.
Okay.
So like I told you,
Correct.
Shar Dharmi, Amla Dharmi, Sama Dharmi. So Shar Dharmi are people who are born from October to Jan.
Correct.
And their conception happened in the summer months. So they have personality traits like they get angry very quickly.
They're short-tempered.
Short-tempered, yes. And they like things in a certain way. They're a perfectionist. They want everything in the right way, in the right place. And if this doesn't go their way, this causes them stress because they keep thinking about it.
Yeah.
Or if you look at Amla Dharmi, that is people are born in the month of February, March, April or May. These people, their conception happened in the monsoon season. This has also affected them because they are more acidic in nature.
Correct.
And these people, they tend to think about the future.
Correct.
They're not in the present. They're always thinking ahead, that what is happening next or what I have to do next.
Correct.
So this may be also causing them stress because they're always in the future. They're always thinking about the future.
Getting to know these things about yourself, being able to identify why this is happening. And I think that in itself gives you relief to such a great extent, because you
Correct.
kind of can rationalize that why I'm feeling what I'm feeling.
Correct.
So this is very important information, that we've shared today.
Correct.
Like how personalities are different, how we all are different from each other, and how different things will work for us. And it cannot be a one size fits all kind of an approach when it comes to skincare.
Correct. That is very, very right. I mean, everybody is different. Everybody behaves different. And now you know this about you. So you can do something to
Correct, to make it
To
better,
improve it,
or to prevent also certain things
Correct.
that you already know that you could be predisposed to.
Correct.
Right.
Like I was saying, Shar Dharmi, Amla Dharmi and Sama Dharmi people, they are very much balanced in nature because their conception happened in the winter season.
Correct.
Even though they are very balanced, they might tend to procrastinate a lot,
Yeah.
which may be causing them stress because I will do it later, and when the later comes, then that is when stress is caused to them.
There's a
So,
build up.
There's a build up, correct. So now if you know these things about yourself, you can actually use it to your advantage and work on it.
Correct.
If you're an Amla Dharmi, that means you're always thinking about the future. So one way it can help you is you try and stay in the present. You think about what is happening now. Correct. So that will reduce some stress for you, and that may not lead to acne.
Yeah, very interesting this is.
It's another way of prevention of acne.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. Also, now can you elaborate on how skincare plays an important role in the management of acne?
So, just to I think we've been talking about skincare only primarily ever since we began this stuff. But just to just summarize whatever we spoke about, few takeaways would be, use gentle products for your skin. Try and avoid using harsh chemicals. Make sure that you're using SPF, sunscreen when you're stepping out. Although, maybe Ayurveda hadn't spoken about it in the past, but it's very, very relevant to today's time, right? So this is something that we all need to incorporate. Also, when you're treating acne, please, please don't just focus on topical treatment. It is very, very important that you cleanse your system from within, you cleanse your guts. And there are so many different types of herbs available, like Triphala, Avipattikar Churna, which can be used, bases your prakriti. So it's important that you don't self-medicate and reach out to an expert, There are so many different kinds of oils also that have been mentioned in Ayurveda, which can help to enhance the glow of your skin,
Correct.
So reach out to the experts, to the concerned people, and take help. I think
Correct.
that will help. And bottom line is, there is no one size fits all. So please understand this, it can't be one treatment that's going to give you, the best solution. It might be different for each one of you.
Correct. Rightly said, no one size fits all.
Yeah.
I mean, no one shoe fits all.
Yeah.
And like you talked about treating it internally. So even in the Modanci combo, when you're customizing it, when you log in and you enter your birth date and you answer the questions, you'll get a combo. It also includes something for an internal treatment.
Very
Like you
interesting.
talked about balancing the doshas or what is happening inside.
Correct.
Once you answer those questions, we understand, our experts understand what the problem is,
Correct.
what the cause is for your acne.
Correct.
And that's how it can be treated. Internally, externally, everything is so important.
Yeah, because the digestion plays a very, very important role,
True.
And our simple kitchen herbs, that we use in our kitchen on a day-to-day basis, we don't even realize that we are actually using Ayurveda, applying it. But then
Correct.
simple things that we use in our kitchen, like coriander seeds, cumin seeds, fennel seeds, all of this also have so much of a cooling effect on our body.
Correct.
It will help to detoxify, and your skin will automatically start looking better. Also, it's not like a one-day thing. You do it for a day and you're going to start seeing results, like
Correct.
phenomenal results. No, it is something that you do over a period of time. Consistency is the key. You have to keep doing it to be able to see some kind of, noticeable results, like before and after. If that is the kind of result that you're expecting, yes, you will see smaller improvements on regular basis. But yeah, you have to be consistent. You have to be patient. The acne didn't, come just like in a day.
Yeah.
So you have to give it some time to subside.
Correct.
And at the same time, it's very, very important that you don't pick your acne, because scarring is one very common issue. The acne might go, but then you're left with these
Scars, the acne
scars,
marks.
which become more difficult to
Get
manage.
rid of.
Yeah, absolutely.
Correct. Rightly said about consistency also, and it is so important. I mean, if you're taking a treatment, you have to stick to it. You have to stick to it and do it.
switching, otherwise generally what happens is you start using a product and within a week or two you feel, no, this is not giving me results, and you kind of jump because your friend has told you, I've
Yeah.
been using this is giving me results.
Yeah.
But maybe just suiting her skin type. Just give it some time.
Yeah.
It's very important.
Yes. Very interesting conversation, and thank you so much for being here today and having this interview with us. I'm sure our audience have so many insights from this. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you.
It's a pleasure. Thanks.